Got sound, right? Double check. You ready? Hey, everybody. This is Mr. Wheeler, the organic farmer, the retired organic farmer. But I still grow food, and I also want to teach you all how I do it for 40 years. Um, we didn't get to do any videos early in the year when I was planting a lot of my crops. So we're going to go ahead and start getting caught up and get you all up to speed on what we've been doing and what we planted, how we planted it, when's going to be picking it, and all that good stuff. So we're going to start here with one of my favorite crops of the year. It's my potatoes, and I have like this one here is red thumb. It's one of my favorite. They're kind of they're pink. They're pink and white. They look. I call them my hippie potatoes. They're really good, and they're small. We don't do big potatoes. And this one over here, another one of my favorite. It's purple. They're round, and the skin is kind of rough on them, but you kind of wipe the skin off when they're wet, and they're like this shiny blue, and they're so good. And over here, this is a heavy duty one. It's called Australian Crescent, and it makes white ones. They're yellow, and they're about that long and about that big around, and they're really, really good tasting. Um, they were doing really good, and now it's getting too hot for potatoes. Unfortunately, they went in the ground a month late, and then we had super cold, super hot, and unfortunately super dry. But we are running irrigation today. But let me show you. I wasn't going to spray them with my copper, and I'll be telling you about this in another video here in the very near future, maybe tomorrow. But they're starting to get red, late blight. See that black right there? And normally we spray them with copper. But when they get to where they're supposed to be harvested in a couple of weeks, we just let them. We just stop. We haven't sprayed them all, but I got to spray them to give them another couple more weeks because they're not ready for 2, maybe 3 more weeks. Probably 3 more weeks, and I'll be picking potatoes. And down here, I just reached down there to see how they're doing, and they're small. Like I said, I got about 3 weeks before I'll start getting. And each plant will give me like a big handful of baby potatoes, and they're wonderful. They're wonderful. So that's what we're doing down here. And over here are some wildflowers. Here's some wildflowers. And they bring the native pollinators and the wasps that are predators and stuff like that. And it looks ugly because we ain't mowing nothing until everything is done going to seed. Flowers goes to seed, and then it all comes back. So when summer gets here, it will have to all be mowed, so it don't look too junky. But right now, it's supposed to be this way. And here's some garlic that comes back every year. I pick a few, I leave a few, and this guy's been coming back year after year after year after year, and they're really good. We got some at the other garden that I'm eating right now because I had to sell my good ones. So come on, we'll come down and do some more. See, this is one of my beans, one of my favorite beans. I call them dragon tongue, and they're a pretty big bean. They're flat. They're kind of purplish white. They're kind of multicolor, but they're so, so good. And they produce, even when they get big, where most beans are tough, they're just wonderful. And over here we have a different kind. We have a couple of zucchinis. I got one variety of zucchini about halfway down, and then the other half down there, I have some other kind of squash, some patty pan. But these zucchini here are these round ones, and they have the best flavor because that's what we do. We try to grow varieties that are old heirloom varieties that have super good flavor. And when I used to sell to restaurants, I was their favorite guy. And over here, we got cucumbers coming. Once again, because of the weather, they started really slow because of the weather. And now they're getting going. So they should be doing okay here in another week or two.
Are you going to have to bind these? Are they going to bind?
No, we just let them just grow on the ground, and we kind of keep on pushing them on the mound so they don't get in the walkway too much. But no, It's such because when you do pull them, string them, it's good for them because you get less disease. They don't rot on the ground. But we have a short growing season because of the heat coming, and so it ain't worth the hassle. And so we just let them go, do their thing, and bingo. And then down here, we got more stuff, of course. And down here, this was all red clover with rye and everything. They're cover crops, and it covered. You should have seen it's all with red and yellow and white. I had all these different clovers. It was really pretty. But now it's done, and now these are the seeds from the clover. Oh, look at all those seeds, right? And so next year, clover again everywhere. Never have to buy cover crops, except for some black-eyed peas for the summertime and buckwheat. But down here I got two kinds of winter squash. I got a delicata, which are pretty cool. Down here I got some green beans. Let me turn this off. So down here are a regular green bean. They're still a heirloom variety. I forgot what variety it is. And they're doing pretty good. I normally double row them, but I can only do so much anymore. And then over here are more zucchini. And this row here, there's nothing here yet, but I got this teenager going to come out, and she's going to help me plant 50 basil plants all the way down. And basil does good. I had to go get it's organic, but I had to go get a hybrid for disease reasons. I've lost 3 years in a row now. I've lost my basil from this disease called powdery mildew, and it's really tough on basil. Now I want to show you something else. This looks really ugly, but guess what? It's more productive than you would think. I used to grow daikon radishes, and in my videos back in November and December, I showed you some of them, and they were #1 quality. Well, what I don't sell, what I don't use, right? I just let let them flower, and then they'll go to seed pods, and I'll be able to keep the seeds for next year. Now they're not ready yet. They got to turn brown. See, I mean, they're green. They'll both be brown, but they will. The pod will turn brown, and I'll put them in a bag. I'll smash them and then cut a little hole in the bottom of the bag, and I just dump the seeds out, and I get free seeds. It looks ugly, and it is, but guess what? There's all kinds of ladybugs in here. There'll be all kinds of different kind of bees. There's a little bitty baby bees. You can't really see them, but there's a whole bunch of little flies, and they're all predators. It's ugly, but it's more to it than you think. And down here, I've been dumping chicken. See my chicken manure? I clean my chicken coop out. I dump, and then when the time comes, I'll be planting here sometime in about 6 weeks. But over here is something that is special. This was a black. Oh, see my honeybees? Look at my honeybees. You see them? I don't know if you can see them, but I got honeybees. And then yesterday I had a bunch of ladybugs, and they're probably still here somewhere. But here's some more different kinds of. Oh, he just took off. Different kinds of bees and wasps. I don't even know what they are. There's so many of them. But the reason why, here's my ladybugs. Here's one of my ladybugs. Look right there. Hey, you see them? You see them?
What's her name?
Lady the bug eater. And that's what they do. They eat bugs. And but the reason why this is special is because this is a black radish. I just started growing them last year. I had a chef friend that, hey man, try some of these, because I always say, look, pick something out of my catalog and I'll try it. So these are black radishes. They're kind of on the hot side, but they're special. But the seed was kind of expensive. So the ones I didn't sell and eat, I left on the ground, and I mean, let them go. So now they're flowering, and then and look at all my pods. Look at all my seed pods. Look at all my seed pods. So I should get all my money back from the seed that I bought. Plus I sold, I don't know, $10, $20 worth. But it was kind of cool. But that's going to be special. So eventually, when all this dries, when all these pods dry, I get my free seed for when I plant in October. But to sit here in a chair and just watch, especially early in the morning, wouldn't be surprised. It looks ugly, like I said, but it's got all kind of good stuff going on in here. So when I do a summer video in a couple of months from now, you'll see that this will all be okra, and okra is one of my favorite. And I have problems with nematodes. But this is my first batch. We're gonna take a pause and jump over to my other field across the woods, and I'm gonna show you my tomatoes and my peppers and my eggplant. And so we'll be seeing here in just a minute. We just got to get in the truck and go.